peripheral country, can lead this new agenda for the smaller places like us. In Europe, there's many more cities like Guimarães than like Berlin or London or Paris. So this is our championship, let's say. And we want to lead the way the smaller cities are changing, the way they maximize the role of and impact of their creative sectors in the new economy. That's the approach. And we are, at the same time, aware of our weakness, but also aware of our opportunities. And so we want to create a model for this cultural leadership for small cities everywhere, not only in Europe, but involving cities around the world, networking, crossing these normal frontier boundaries. Creative exchange. We know that creativity is growing bigger when you exchange, when you interact, when you work together, when you collaborate. And that's part of our job, is to open this exchange to new perspectives, but also to work on open source culture, open governance, for driving innovation, competitiveness, and growth in creative economy, but also not only to use talent as we understand it normally, but to use creativity also for the daily problem solving. For instance, Guimarães is the only capital culture ever that has no airport. Of course, it could be a problem, but also it's an opportunity for changing mobility, for changing the people understand mobility. How do they move from an airport to a city? We can find enormous opportunities in dealing with this kind of new problems. But also, of course, it's about new knowledge. It's about co-creating this knowledge, and we are open to have a big partnership about this. And of course, it's about time also. If we have this challenge for 2012, of course we have to think ahead, and our vision is for 2020. We need to work on a generation approach, and these people who are now 15 or 16 years old and will be 18 or 19, they will start entering in the job market during capital culture. We have to think what will be they doing 8 years afterwards. So we have this vision for the city, a place where people is again the center of the activity, a place where culture is not just high culture or popular culture. Culture is a human expression, it's for everybody, it's from everybody. A place where the past, present, and future are not separated in different shelves, but are interwoven, embodied in daily life. A place where you feel vibrancy, a place animated, brimming with activity and dynamic. A place where cultural production meets cultural consumption. So this capital culture is made by people. It's not just to ask for other people to come there and to pay the bill for them coming here to Guimarães. It's also giving the people the stage, giving them the opportunity to be part of this project. So there are three main areas of investment. One is about urban regeneration. The city is a creative landscape, the inspirational city for creativity, but also a social regeneration, a city of permanent knowledge, permanent learning, a creative academy in every place, in every single school, but also in the companies, in civic organizations, in families. And the place about, and also about economic regeneration, a city as a creative hub and a creative cluster. So to do this, we have three main agendas. One is about people and partnership. It's about creative education. It's about talent sourcing. It's about unlocking people's creative potential, new types of ownership, using Web 2.0 and social networking, understanding that learning is not about formal education, but also informal and non-formal learning, about diversity, but also about inclusivity, about brokerage, about global knowledge, acting locally, and the opposite. It's about entrepreneurship, of course. It's about fiscal incentives, about venture capital. It's about social innovation. It's about also your work, about documentation, about new narratives, about display what's happening here. And the problem about the small countries, non-English speaking, it's difficult to communicate around the world. People don't speak English in these places, and when you change the language, I've been talking with this before. When we change your language, you change your mind setting, And if we need to be competitive again, based on diversity, we need also this diversity of cultural approaches. And we are narrowing this people mind, just using a cultural approach, this British language, English language approach. So and being about social innovation, it's about everything. It's about microcredit, it's about carbon trading, it's about fair trade, it's about World Wide Web, it's about all the agendas mixing together in this social innovation. The second agenda, it's about the physical footprint. It's about the texture of the city. It's about geography. It's about animating the streets, surprising, exchanging in public place. It's about connecting the industrial to the residential, formal to informal. It's about new tactile landscapes, new ways for people to navigate in the city, to understand, to communicate, to interact in public space. It's about a new time geography, mixing times and mixing places. It's also about engaging pervasive media and continuous stimulation and communication. The third and last agenda is about economy. It's about, of course, new creative business development, yes, but also about networking and collaboration. It's about convergence between different sectors, but also about spillover from one sector to the other. It's about development of marketing, of markets and audiences. It's about collocation, and it's about development of creativity and innovation knowledge. So we have to bridge the gaps in this value chain of a society, of a social development and economic development. That's lots of things a small place can do about innovation platforms, about networking, about legal issues, about cross-disciplinary approaches, open source. So it's a totally new agenda for public administrations locally and regionally around the world and around Europe. And it's difficult to convince people that their knowledge about public administration is no useful at all for these new agendas. You have to produce new knowledge about. So we have two specific projects we're developing. In a close to the city center with this red line, there's a old industrial area. You can see the pictures the way it is today, still today. Very dramatic environmental problems. We are creating two projects there. One is an advanced training center to develop new paradigms of learning, to integrate different learning levels, and to tie culture, economic, and education. It's with the university, but not only of the university. It's a new approach to education and learning. The second project, it's to restore this rundown area in a net direction between knowledge, creativity, and innovation. It's about incubation new business. Of course, university is one of the main partners of this project. And finishing about the cultural programming. It's not just inviting these main orchestras or main artists to come to the place and saying that they've been there. It's about a strong connection to the community. It's okay. We want this huge and these important international artists to play there, but not just to play. Why not to live there for a few time? To interact with local people, to have these artistic residences locally. Also, invigorating the sense of belonging to Europe. We're working together with Maribor in Slovenia as a twinning city for European Capital of Culture 2012. There's lots of projects with them interacting and exchanging knowledge about this. Artistic use of communication information technologies is part of the story also, but using especially regional and local resources and engaging, reimaginating the public space. So, what we want to face is this next future, is this 2020 approach, and trying to be part of this agenda, but also trying to lead this new agenda. So. And for us, it's very, very important the way we document this project, the way we can have a case study of how a small place can manage this new agenda, these new challenges. And I invite you all to be aware of what's happening here. I will, after this meeting here, send you more information about. I will ask your emails. Please follow the small places, also not just these main narratives that are being told in main information media and your papers around the world. Thank you.